What's up, YouTube? This is Sir Hunt's Reviews. I'm Mark, and in this video, it's really fucking distracting, bro. I don't know. This video, we're gonna be talking about Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 8. I'm gonna have to give Episode 8 of Game of Thrones Season 6 a 10 out of 10. Reason being is Arya Stark is alive, and anytime you can have a Stark confirmed to be alive or resurrected, the episode ranks high in my books, at least. Let me know what you guys rank this episode down in the comment section. But it all starts off with Lady Crane, and she's playing her part of Cersei Lannister, and she's grieving over a deceased Joffrey, and she's giving her speech about how that was the moon of his life, and she plans on taking revenge on the whore Sansa and the devil imp Tyrion. She gets a standing ovation, makes her way back to her trailer, and she hears a noise, and it turns out it's Arya Stark, our beloved. She's dying in the corner. So, of course, Lady Crane, being the amazing woman that she is and not anything at all like Cersei, takes Arya back to her apartment and gives her milk of the poppy. Arya sleeps for what is presumably about a day. I don't know, maybe a day and a half. I don't know, overnight even. But she ended up being able to heal, so Lady Crane, once she realizes that Arya is woken up, she goes back to get her more milk of the poppy, and in the process, her door apparently has no lock, and it's open, and the waif is standing there, wearing a fucking dude's face, and she pushes her over somehow on the stool, and she ends up getting stabbed, and Lady Crane dies. So Arya hears the noise, gets up, and is ready to go, and of course it's the waif. They have a little conversation, and Arya parkours out the fucking window, and then probably the best chase scene in all of Game of Thrones. This was like a Fast and Furious level chase scene with how long they were running and how awesome Arya was doing, like straight up Assassin's Creed slides under shit. Like, yo, it was dope. And Macy Williams was going nuts on Instagram earlier, so I knew this was like probably, she knows this is her best episode. This is probably the best episode for Arya. But anyway, conclusion of the chase is that Arya, which a lot of people were right down in my comment section, does in fact lead the blood across the wall to lure the waif into a room. That same room that we last saw Arya in when we were like, hey, when we knew Arya was acting like Arya with Needle and cutting out the lights and shit like that. She was basically lured the waif back to that same room, and she kills her. Cuts her fucking face off, goes back to the House of Black and White, puts it up on the wall. Jaqen comes out, and he's like, oh, look, there's blood. And he, like, follows it, finds it, and he sees that Arya is standing behind him. She's got Needle pointed at his chest, and he's like, oh, look. And they were like, all you needed was a face. And he was like, now you're truly knowing. And she's like, no, I'm Arya Stark of Winterfell, motherfucker, and now I'm going back there. Which, honestly, I'm kind of glad to hear that she said she's Arya Stark of Winterfell, because when she was telling Lady Crane that she wants to go west to Westeros, I was like, you are fucking stupid, and you might drop a few pages in my book, Arya Stark. Let's talk about the Hound. I will say this real quick. That is Dr. Steve Love. He is a fellow YouTuber. He does a lot of Game of Thrones and other different types of impressions, and somehow he got to be on Conan and on Game of Thrones. That's fucking amazing, because that's like a huge dream of any YouTuber that does any kind of Game of Thrones related content. It's a dream to be put onto the show. So with that being said, when this season ends, look out, because I might be making a whole bunch more impression videos. Winter is coming. So yeah, the Hound does in fact decapitate this motherfucker, which I predicted in one of my last videos for this episode 8 predictions, and it's not the ones that killed all of his people. These are just some random Brotherhood Without Banners members, and he ends up searching further and finds Beric Dondarrion and Thoros of Myr. Now, as soon as I saw Beric, I was like, alright, we aren't getting Lady Stoneheart. Fucking A. And now, it's honestly still confirmed in my book. We are not getting Lady Stoneheart. What we will get is what myself and a lot of other YouTubers predicted, which was that someone else will be inhabiting Lady Stoneheart's storyline from the novels. So, I think that person is going to be the Hound. I don't know if he'll... You know what? Maybe when Clegane Bowl happens, it's on a totally different types of shit. But this is, maybe he kills Frankenmountain, right? And is gravely injured and is about to die. But then Beric Dondarrion runs up and gives him the kiss. And he becomes Lady Stone. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think down in the comment section. So the Hound ends up getting to seek revenge on Lemon Cloak and one of the other motherfuckers who killed all of his people, and they have him standing on some like, lynching is the way to kill people this season apparently. Decapitation is a thing of the past. So he gets to lynch 2 of these people. He wants to do all 3 of them and he wants to chop them up, but Thoros was like, dude, we're not a butcher here. We're not a fucking butcher. It might have actually been Beric that said that, but anyway. After that, the Hound, Thoros, and Beric Dondarrion all have a conversation about how they think that the Hound is here for a reason. Beric says, I'm here for a reason. And then Thoros says, yeah, the Lord of Light let a drunken priest bring back someone who, honestly, Thoros doesn't even have the most faith of any, you know what I mean, of anybody. He's just the average drunken fucking dude, and he was able to bring back someone like Beric Dondarrion. So obviously they're put there for a purpose from the Lord of Light. So it's basically like when you have Jehovah's Witness come and knock on your door, and the Hound is eating, which a lot of us are eating when Jehovah's Witness comes and knocks on the door, and they're trying to, you know, but yeah. Next up is Jaime, and I'm not going to talk about him too much because he kind of pissed me off, man. He's digressing. Like, I agree with what Preston Jacobs is saying. Show Jaime Lannister is a fucking moron. Like, dude, what are you doing, bro? You were, like, digressing like a fucking moron. Like, dude, Cersei didn't even give you none since you came back from Dorne. She honestly kind of sent you away because she wants you out of the city because Cersei is going to burn everything. But basically, Jaime Lannister has a confrontation with Edmure. He has a conversation with, of course, Brienne, and I know a lot of people are probably like, oh, that's an epic moment. This is really, like, we've been waiting for this. Well, they probably will never see each other again, and it was just, like, a big letdown. Like, you feel like, I thought, I was on Bronn's side. I was like, are they gonna fuck? You know what I mean? But they didn't, and they kind of just, like, said, well, we're doing our own thing now. Like, it's only been 2 years since you guys seen each other, and I was picking up a lot more of the shipping vibes than maybe they were themselves, so I don't know. So it was kind of a disappointment for me, but it was cool that they got to see each other again. And ultimately, Brienne ends up departing back to the north into Winterfell to go stand by Sansa's side, and Blackfish ends up dying, like I predicted. And Jaime, I'm skipping around a lot here, I know, but basically Jaime ends up convincing Edmure to go and take back Riverrun, and when he gets to the gates, he says, I'm the lord of this castle, let me in. They let him in, and as soon as he gets up there, he outranks Blackfish, and he's like, y'all aren't doing shit. Put all your weapons down in the corner, and let down the floodgate, because Jaime's about to march his troops in here, and that's exactly what happens. Blackfish puts Brienne and Pod in a boat, sends them off on their merry way. They have a touching, heartfelt moment. Brienne's like, come on, man, you can fit with us. You need to come back and fight for your family up north. And he's like, nope, this is my house. Those fuckers want to take it. They're going to have to do it. And, of course, he dies. So then Jaime gets his way, and I think Jaime will end up going back to King's Landing. I don't know. It's enough talking about Jaime. You kind of fucking pissed me off. Jaime, you're a moron, dude. Tommen, like, dude, first off, some pretty good acting on his part and on Cersei's part, because the scene went down just like I predicted, and I've told you so a lot in this video. But basically what happens is Cersei is called for to go see the High Sparrow, and of course Lancel's like, yeah, I'll go get her, and he does that, and he's like, tell your man to step aside or there will be violence. And Cersei goes, I choose violence. And guess what, homie got his, it was like a finishing move from fucking Mortal Kombat. Like, literally, spine ripped out, all that. Was fucking insane. I was like, yo, crazy. So I thought Lancel was going to die right there, but I was wrong. Lancel didn't die right there, but he's going to be dying some way. Like, I don't know. I like how the Mountain took a bat mace thing to the chest and didn't even flinch him. Like, it went through his armor. Cersei proceeds to the throne room, goes and tries to stand next to her son, and she is blocked by Kevan Lannister, and he's like, you ain't coming up here. You need to go to the basic bitch section and go stand over there in the gallery. So she does that, and then Tommen literally serves the biggest thing of poop pie for Cersei to have to eat. God, she ate so much crow. He basically says that there will be no more trial. There is no more trial by combat in the land. It's barbaric, and it's old, and it's out. And basically, Mom, fuck you. like what did she do to you, Tommen? Like, with Joffrey, at least, I think there was a few times, maybe once, where she smacked Joffrey and she, like, basically undermined him as king. She hasn't done nothing to you, Tommen. Okay, like, she might have had a little bit to do with your wife being taken to jail, but bro, like, that's your mom. And technically, everything worked out because you want to be super religious now anyway, and now your wife is, and not only that, when she doesn't give you no pussy, all you gotta do is go talk to the high fucking sparrow, and he'll get it done for you. So it kind of worked in your favor that she went to jail, I guess, right? I don't know. I know that's like chauvinistic way to think about it, but come on, Tommen, you fucked over Cersei. Cersei is now gonna have to burn everything, and now she likely realizes that the prophecy is coming true and that you're gonna die anyway. So why would she not try to do it with her own hands? She tried to do it before, and the fucking Red Keep, if I'm not mistaken, she tried to give you some essence of Nightshade, and I think she'll do it again, except for it's gonna be essence of Wildfire. Kinda good, but not really that exciting was Tyrion this episode. They share their jokes. I will say the highlight of that whole moment was when Grey Worm's spastic ass said, "That was the worst joke I've ever heard." I started laughing so hard, I farted. So they have their little like drinking game, and then out of nowhere, the Harpies attack! The fucking Harpies attack, and I will say this, I thought we were going to see Shae, but that's not going to happen yet. But basically, the Harpies started attacking. The Masters were like, 7 years? Haha, fuck you. They're like, we know the Queen's not there. Let's go attack these motherfuckers ASAP. But guess what? There is a shake on the roof. And she arrives, and then we see Drogon flying off as she walks in. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, y'all better kneel. Unsullied, y'all better kneel. That's the Queen. The Queen is home. Right before Daenerys shows up, I almost thought there was going to be a mutiny on Tyrion. Not necessarily Grey Worm killing him, but locking him up in a cell. He's like, no, you no more talking. This is your problem, or this is why am I making Grey Worm sound African? He speaks Valyrian. Long story short, Drogon flies off. Dany shows up to save the day as always. I thought she was gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna hop back on the dragon and just go burn them all, burn all their fucking ships, just like they burned all her ships. Alright, we reached the end of this video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Click here for a video on the Bastard Bowl, which is next week's episode title. I suggest you go check that out if you want to know what's going to happen. Or you can click over here for a video that I did on last week's episode 7 breakdown. If you haven't done so, please slap a like and make sure you subscribe for more content. There is a Jon Snow doll contest giveaway for a gift card for Amazon.com. Basically what you do is like, subscribe, comment to enter this contest. The contest ends June 30th. If you would like to follow me on social media, there's a link down to my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram down in the description as always. If you want to become a Patreon, you can go check that out. My name's Mark, and this has been Sir Hunt's Reviews.